G'day guys, welcome back to Smash Your Supercoach podcast. In this one, I'm going to be quickly going through this week's trials. So the first one will be Manly against Penrith. Penrith are basically putting out a full reserve grade side because their main team's headed over to Vegas already. So they're putting out their their reserve grade side. Basically, Manly's named Garrick and Kohler in the centres. Jazz Tavanga's playing hooker. He'll probably start at hooker and then end up being lock, I'd say. They got like Simpkin and Shankam Tong on the extended bench. Burbo on the edge. Probably the only guys really to mention. Really, they're going to be in the side. Probably going to be in the side come round one. Tigers against the Eels is the second game. Terrell May will play his first game in Tigers colours, along with Jack Bird coming off the bench. I'm interested to see what kind of role he actually plays, whether he plays lock or not when he comes on. There'll be no Luai. Adam Dewey's named at 7, although I expect him probably to play centre come the start of the season. And there's no Luai or Appy in this game. The Eels are going to be pretty much close to full strength, except for Moses or Brown, mainly. Josh Addo-Carr on the extended bench. Obviously be in the starting side come round one. Dragons and Souths and Charity Shield, the third game of the trials for this weekend. So South will have no Latrell after doing a hammy. It's got to be out for about 8 weeks. Cody Walker's still out, probably going to miss the early rounds of the season as well. And Cam Murray's out for most of the season, or if not the full season, after rupturing his Achilles. And then pretty much the Dragons are going to be playing full strength side with Gutho playing again at fullback, with Valentine Holmes at centre. So that's the main things from that one. Saturday afternoon, the next two games, the Broncos and the Dogs at KO Stadium. It's going to be interesting to see live these ones. So the Broncos have named Shibasaki at centre. They've also got Jack Gosiewski on the edge. He played in the trial last week on that left edge, and Piakura was on the right. Because Ricky was in the All Stars game. But in this one, Ricky's in the side, and they've got Jack Goz playing on the left side. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. Kobe Hetherington's lock again, same as what he was in the team that played the Titans last weekend. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. The Dogs are pretty much named what's expected to be their full strength side come round one. So it'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting game to see. And then that's followed by Dolphins against the Titans. Dolphins have named pretty much, I'm actually not expecting the way it's been named to be the round one side. They've named basically the back line the same as how they played for most of last season. I'm actually expecting at some stage, because they've got Nicarima starting at 6 and they've got Avarillo on the centres, and also Bostock on the wing, which is how the team's been named. But I'm expecting after a certain stage of the game, Nicarima will probably go off the field, Avarillo move to 6, Bostock will move into centre to replace him, and then Junior Tupou will come off the bench because he's named at 14. He'll come onto the wing. Is what I'm expecting in that game. They've also named Max Plath on the edge. I think from what I've heard, that'll be just like giving him a bit of a run in that spot to see how he goes. But I'm expecting that he'll play. He'll come off the bench. I'm expecting him to come off the bench and play lock during the year, and fill in at hooker occasionally, which is the main thing. The Titans, Des Haslow's named a bit of a weird lineup. Like he's named Tino and Keeney, and amongst those, like most of their guys that would probably start in their first game, win round 2. Most of them are on the bench or on the extended bench. So the way the team's been named doesn't really give any indication for what their side's going to be come round 2 is their first game. The Roosters and the Knights is the next one. The next game. They have Teddy coming to the side, Connor Watson at 9, and Tupou on the wing. They're probably the main ones that they didn't play in last week's game for the Roosters, but they'll have a run this week. Angus Crichton was another one that didn't play last week. He'll come into this one. The Knights will have Kalen Ponga come in at fullback after he played in the All-Stars game last week as well, with Bradman Best as well. They're basically playing what their full-strength side's going to be, with Fletcher Sharp at 6. And the mail that I've heard for a while has been that Tyson Gamble will be 7, so the way it's been named pretty much matches that, pretty much. And that'll be followed up by the Storm and the Cowboys, and so they still got Sua Falongo named at fullback. Pappenhausen's on the extended bench. There's still no Hughes in this side. Munster's having a game. He'll have a bit of a run in this game. Not too much else to talk about really on the Storm in that game. And Harry Grant also having a run. The Cowboys are basically running their full strength side, as probably expected, with Scott Drinkwater coming in at fullback, Brayden Burns on one wing, Jackson Purdue in one of the centre roles, as kind of what's been expected. That's pretty much the main relevant stuff anyway to do with the trials coming up this weekend. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.